another video or just a clip on some more modifications I'm doing to this tank. So, as you can see, the hood's like that. It's pretty lot of glare, but you can see the hood's how it is. And one thing you're gonna notice is, oh, there's a big thing sticking out of the top of mine. Yep. So there was this part here, and basically it had compact fluorescent that went across this way to light up the tank. And I was like, that's probably not going to be bright enough to light up my tank. And because I'm really on a cheap budget, I thought, well, I need better light. And the most, I'd say, brightness you could get for your wattage is an LED. And so this thing has a maximum wattage limit. That's 15 watts. I don't know if you guys could see that. I'll try and focus. So it's maximum 15 watts. And so 15 watts CFL, even if I could somehow find it, which I only found 10 watts and 20, is not gonna be enough light for our reef tank, I believe. So I decided, I know lots of people don't recommend these Chinese LEDs because they're usually not in the right spectrum and stuff, but since I'm on a real tight budget, because I don't have much money to spend, I bought this Par 30. It uses 1 watt LEDs and it has 7 LEDs, so it's 7 watts. I was thinking I might get another one. Depends on how this works out, if it's not bright enough or if it is bright enough. So I might modify it again and have 2. And as you can see, there's still wiring in there, so all I'd have to do is buy one of these things here for the bulb to screw in and the bulb itself. And I should be able, that would be a total of 14 watts. So it won't go over the limit and probably be close to the brightest thing I could fit into this hood. So I know most of you might be thinking, well, why don't you just buy a normal LED light? But I wanted to keep the hood on my tank to reduce evaporation, because I know evaporation is a big deal in Nano Reef tanks. It had this white cover, which would belong in here. And then this plastic part went on top. And you'd screw it in this part, and then it would just clamp in with those little hooks, which you could see I broke off. So I broke them off, and I took the screws and screwed in a hole right here on the middle, and right here on the left side. So it protects the light from too much water, because I know water is going to splash up in condensation. So I'm just hoping this would protect the light a bit from the water. And also you can see that there is a lens missing on the light. And the reason why I took out the lens on this light, this is the red LED right here. And I took out the lens for that. And the reason is the lens basically focuses the light. And since the red LED is on the outside, it gives this one area like a huge burst of red. Just one specific tiny area. And it looked really awkward when I was testing out in my freshwater tank. Obviously, I don't have the reef stuff set up yet. But while I was testing in my freshwater tank, it looked really awkward because there'd be like a green plant and then one part would just look brown. And I thought, what? Is that leaf dead? And then I moved the light and I was like, oh, it's because of the red LED. And the red LED just focuses one area. So I decided if I take out the LED, it would reduce the focus, meaning I'll get a much better spread on the red. So it doesn't have that weird effect that I was having. Also, since it's only one light in the middle, I know that mostly on the other 2 sides it's going to be kind of much less light. So I don't know how that would do for corals. But I'll probably start my corals, since I have no idea how this light is, on the ends of the tank and then move them closer and closer to the middle I'm gonna start with like just really low light corals, so I can figure out about how much light I'm getting in my tank, because I know that light's pretty important. And I won't wanna, and I have no idea how much par this light produces, how strong it is. And remember, I'm talking about par for the photosynthetic something something, not the type of light, which is a par 30. So yeah, this is what I've done. I might get a second one. I might leave it with one. I might get a completely different light. But this was the cheapest, half decent, I'd say the cheapest light that would work that I could get. These are all 1 watt LEDs. So I hope it goes well with my fish tank light.